welcome to the Mountainside Podcast. Our guest for this episode is Marcos Curiel from the band POD. POD is currently on a U.S. tour, celebrating 20 years from their iconic album, Satellite. Their third stop on the tour was right here in Colorado at the Gothic Theater, where we were able to sit down, hang out for a minute, and record this episode. I thoroughly enjoyed my conversation with Marcos. He's a great dude, and I can't wait for all of you to hear it. What's up, everybody? We're here at the Gothic Theater, downtown Denver, sitting here with my friend Marcos from the band POD. He's been gracious enough to take a little bit of time out of his day, sit down, and you guys are in the house. You're in Denver playing a show tonight.
Heck yeah, man. I mean, with everything that we've all been through for the past few years, I can say that I am truly blessed to be here in Denver. We were in South Dakota, and then before that, we were in Fargo. So this is our third show of the tour, and to be able to do this again is a complete blessing, man, because it's been very, there's a lot of uncertainty when it comes to, not being an essential, considered essential.
Yeah.
And we had to sit at home and just try to be creative, but try to keep your head on straight and stay positive, dude.
Man, I think that is part of the hardest thing is staying positive, especially I came from the same industry, you know, and prior to podcasting, I never thought this industry would die, like knock on wood. And all the times that I said that through like recessions and everything else. And then lo and behold, it took a little virus, man, to knock us down. It's not little, but I don't mean to downplay it. But,
no, for sure.
But man, did it wreck the entertainment industry? And I feel like it was kind of the industry that was forgotten about, right? Like,
nobody put much value in. I mean, I guess at the top level, into what we provide to humanity.
Yeah,
and that's what's messed up, man. That's why you see people coming out so big right now for the shows that they can go to. It's out of control. But now everyone's competing for a spot. All the bands are trying to get. Can we play? Can we? So it's just like a mess, dude, until it kind of smooths out again.
Venues, everything, gear. It's wild.
It's the Wild West, big time, bro. Yeah.
Was it hard blowing the rust off coming back a little bit? Like, man.
Well, the first show on this tour, I mean, we rehearsed and did some rehearsals in LA with production and everything, and that's different. It's like any other. It's like a sporting event. If you're on a team like football or baseball, you can practice all you want. It's not till you're in the game trying to run a play or something and it doesn't go right, or you get a little nervous, You're like, man, we get it right every time we're at practice. But when we get, it's that kind of vibe. But, just, knock the dust off and kind of be like, all right, let's go.
Yeah, hell yeah. So this is their third or fourth stop?
This is our third.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, back at it. And you guys just came from Sturgis, I guess, right?
Sturgis,
that was going on up there.
Yeah,
that's pretty wild.
We headlined the last night at Buffalo Chip.
Oh, nice.
And then the direct support band on this tour, From Ashes to New, was just the direct support. There was just us two bands, and it ended up being fun, man. We weren't sure how it was going to be because last band, last night of the whole event, it kind of like, a lot of people are already taking off, but it ended up being awesome.
That's great. You a bike guy at all, or are you into bikes? Or
Yeah, I ride.
Oh, okay.
Right now, I currently have a Sporty. 21, tricking it out. Before that, I had a Dyna. Before that, I had a Road Glide, and then before that, I had a Softail Slim.
Oh man, so you've been all over it.
With our motorcycle people, what is a Slippy? What's a Diamond? What's all that?
A Dyna?
Big bikes, or those like?
Those are Harleys.
They got the pipes and all that.
Well, yeah. I mean, it depends because every state has its own regulations. So to get like loud ass, badass pipes, I have to get them from out of state. You didn't hear that on here, and then bring them in and then put them on.
Yeah, California is a little funky with it.
You can't ship them in, dude. You used to, but they're cracking down on a lot of stuff, man.
Don't be cracking down after I told you this, but you ever been to the Long Beach swap meet?
No.
Oh man, you got to go check that out. It's an awesome little like bike meetup, and
really,
I don't know how many of the parts are not hot there, but like you can find pipes. I mean, anything you're looking for. Yeah. It's
oh man,
dope.
I'm gonna have to make a trip of that.
It's like I don't know if they're still doing it. I'd have to check, but or maybe Anna, you could look that up. But I think it's the last like Sunday of every month or something. And it's in Long Beach. It's right at the Veterans Memorial Stadium or something in the parking lot.
Is that where Iron Maiden played back in the 80s?
I think so.
Live After Death. Sing for me, Long Beach.
Yeah.
Sing for me, Long Beach. That's like the first Iron Maiden record that my cousin played for me when I was 10 years old. And that I fell in love with metal, dude. And here I am playing music, bro.
That's awesome.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, hell yeah. So, I mean, coming off of lockdowns, you guys are back at it, full swing. You guys have dates lined up through the next like 2 months, don't you?
Hopefully.
Yeah.
I mean, everything is evolving and changing so fast with regulations in different states and everything. It's like we're hoping we can play every show.
Yeah. Well, I hope you guys can too, man. I hope that, because I think people are ready for it.
I think so too, but then there's this whole other side where if they're putting out a message of, hey, you need to be vaxxed and you need to have a mask, or you need to show proof of negative result, that's gonna affect attendance, I think. And we're kind of skeptical. We're kind of like, we'll see how this plays out.
Right.
But you know, we're on our third date. The first 2 shows were amazing, and now here we are. Like,
just keep it going.
Yeah.
Well, Colorado's a good vibe, man. I think that you guys will have a good turnout here. We got a good rock station in town. I'm sure.
Yeah,
they've
but
been promoting it.
Everyone's competing.
Right.
I guess GNR's up the way over here at the stadium tonight.
Oh, yeah.
And we're like, there you go. There's a big stadium rock show going on tonight. It's, you know, in the industry, it's 2 different sounds. Yeah, but it's still rock.
Right.
It's still a party. Like, I'd go to GNR, POD in a club. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I get it, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, but I grew up here going to these venues, and this venue specifically, and it's hard for me. Maybe it's just because I grew up here and I'm partial to it. But these are the shows that I like to go to, like here, the Fillmore, the Ogden, all those little clubs, the Bluebird. You know, there's some awesome little punk rock joints where I used to pay like $3-4 to get in and see like Dead Kennedys, Black Flag, like just it was
either
crazy.
Ogden or Bluebird. I was on a day off on a tour many years ago. I saw Sonic Youth there.
Oh yeah.
On a day off, and I was like, damn. And you know, Kim was just hanging out up front. You know, I was like, dang, this is dope.
Yeah, no, it's a shit because it's so intimate, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you're so close, and this place has got this incredible balcony. So, for any of our listeners, if you're ever visiting the Denver area, man, come check these venues out. They're cool. They're just like old. I think that they were porno theaters at one point or something.
Way.
Yeah, like the Ogden was, I'm pretty sure.
Really?
And I think the Bluebird was, and somebody bought them all up and turned them into music venues.
What would a porno theater consist of?
I don't know, man.
They
that was like
porno,
back in
or
the
was
70s.
it like?
No,
was it
this
just
like
orgy rooms or something.
like you go in and get a bucket of popcorn and watch.
Oh,
porn,
it was
right?
like watching. It was like they showed porn.
Yeah,
Got it.
at like a theater.
It was an
setting.
adult theater.
Yeah,
I cannot even imagine like watching porn. And,
Yeah,
like,
how
a
do you-
group of people.
That's just messed up, man.
Awkward with that.
No,
beard.
it'd be all
You kidding
dudes,
me?
and then you look around. There's
Right.
a guy right there, you know, getting crazy.
hand down his
Be like,
pants or
homie,
something.
chill out, bro.
how did we get on this subject?
Well, these old Denver theaters, man.
Yeah, they're the shit, man.
Yeah.
But they're
Literally,
good-
literally.
Yeah, no, they're an awesome spot to see a show, and I'm just glad that they stayed open during all this. You know, because
Yeah.
there's a lot of places around the country that have shut down. I think, or just threw in the towel. You know.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Everything opened up, and now with this different variant, the Delta variant, all these different variants that are coming up, I'm like sitting there going, they're just going to shut everything down again. And I'm like getting like, stay positive, stay positive, stay positive.
Yeah.
Get me
You
through
got
this
to.
tour. Get me paid. Christmas is right there.
Yeah.
I'm happy. I got Shiprock coming up in January, and I'm happy, dude.
Yeah.
We can get that far. Figure it out. Come on.
Hell yeah.
But if we get to like 3-4 weeks and they're like, guys, we got to go home, I'm going to be bummed.
Yeah, that would be a bummer for sure.
Yeah,
but
PSA
I'm gonna.
to everybody out there: wear your mask, keep live music alive.
Yeah.
Get your
I
stupid
mean,
shot.
Yeah.
it's politicized, man. And I think that's a damn shame because, you know, I'm a big supporter of science and, you know, I'm not saying that it's not evil, but in anything, where it's firearms, drugs, there's the good drugs that help you and there's
Yeah.
the bad ones. anything in excess, and balance.
Right down to food and coffee,
Yeah.
man.
So
Like,
it's just it's all. So to me, it's like, okay, yeah, I get it. Some people are anti-vax. I'm like, but come on, man. Like, get with the pro.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I do get the point though too that it's your body, your choice, right? So,
But those
I get
same
that,
people-
but those same people need to stay away from crowds. Then, if
But
that's it,
yeah,
their
but those
choice.
same people are the same ones trying to tell a woman what to do with her body.
Okay.
A lot of times, and you're like, yo, homie, I thought your body, your choice.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Isn't that the
Yeah, I
kicker?
can see that.
It's messed up.
Yeah.
Where it's like, okay, if you're gonna have the mentality, then just be cool, man, all the way around.
Right. Yeah. Just be cool. But yeah, have you spent a lot of time in Colorado? I know you were at Red Rocks last night checking out some Slightly Stupid and
Yeah, you know what? They're from San Diego,
yeah.
and we had a day off, and we're like, hey, San Diego fam's in town. Let's go party.
Oh yeah.
Had a good time, good vibes, saw a lot of familiar faces, met some new cool people from this area. And every time I come here, I was telling her when we went to get coffee, I was like, it's the vibes here. I got a few demons, but most of the time it's good.
Yeah.
And the vibrations are just dope. And I always told myself, if I was to move somewhere else, there's really much of a tax break. It's still kind of pricey. Like my bass player moved to Tennessee, you get this no state tax.
Right.
Texas, Florida, or like Oregon.
Yeah, Colorado on the tax scale is a little screwed up.
But I still say if I was going to move somewhere, I'd like to live in Colorado. And they're like, really? I'm like, I love the mountains. I love the vibe. I don't know if I can handle the cold.
Yeah.
I'm from SD, bro.
Well, here's a little secret, man. It doesn't really get that cold. I mean, it gets cold here on paper,
Yeah.
but it's so dry here. Like if it's 30 degrees, I live at 8,000 feet.
Yeah.
And if it's 30 degrees and the sun's out, I can be outside in a t-shirt.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's dope.
As soon as the sun goes away, it's a different story, But like we have more days of sunshine here than
Yeah.
days of cloud cover.
I like
sure.
Colorado, man. I'm not going to lie. It's probably one of my favorite states, man. Between Washington and Colorado,
Yeah.
one of my good friends just moved to Boise. I went up there for about a week, and Boise was nice. But, I'm definitely a Colorado fan for sure, man.
Anywhere along the Rocky Mountain region, if you're into outdoor stuff, I
Yeah.
mean, it's gonna be awesome. The people here are a little bit more cultured, I think, than a lot of those Rocky Mountain states like Wyoming, Montana, Idaho. Like I think that there's still rockers everywhere, right? But Denver's it's got 6 million people, whereas like those states aren't really, they don't have that population in their cities, I don't think.
You're right. You're definitely right on that. But I definitely like diversity with culture and all that, man. And
Yeah.
San Diego has that. You're going to always run into ignorant people mentally.
Yeah.
But that's life, man. That's what we got to just keep paying it for with the positive vibrations, man.
Yeah.
And dude, as far as the outdoorsy thing, I was telling her, Anna, she, I'm a city boy.
Yeah.
The beach, urban. I love outdoors, but it's a trip for me. Oh, I'm going camping for a weekend.
Right.
But to be that guy that's got everything to do with outdoor stuff, I'm like, man, I better learn my stuff real quick.
Yeah.
If there's an apocalypse, I'm doomed.
Well, I think that there's a lot of people that have moved here, right? That are in your like same situation. Maybe they grew up city life. Did you grow up in San Diego? Or?
Yeah, man.
Okay, so
Born and raised.
nice. I love San Diego, man. That's like when I first started touring, going there was like my favorite spot to go. And
Where
I
were
was
you going, Soma?
PB,
Yeah.
OB.
The venue, though, was the Soma?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure, yeah. And then we would play little clubs and bars and stuff there, and it was just a good time, good vibe, surf vibe. That was back in like the '90s,
I'm as I've gotten older, I find myself at the beach a lot more. My guitar tech and good friend Timothy H, he's up there working right now, but he lives by the beach, right on Mission Boulevard, and I kind of made a conscious decision to be like, yo, everybody comes here for vacation. You forget when you live in a city of all the great things that you have, and I need to start enjoying this more. People pay big money to come here on vacation, and I'm not enjoying it. So as I've gotten older, I'm riding my cruiser from South Mission all the way up to Law Street, through PB, Mission Beach, all the way back, getting in the water, just enjoying the environment, man.
That's what I miss the most about living at the beach, because I lived right in Hermosa, and Redondo for years, at Catalina and like Avenue A right there. So we were 2 blocks off the water, and just the beach cruiser,
Yeah.
Hitting bars or going to the grocery store or whatever
Yeah.
on the weekend, man, I would like park my truck and that bitch didn't move,
Yeah,
bro. Like
yeah.
if I was home, I was going on the beach cruiser.
And it's such a like liberating, like just mentally, your soul, spiritually. It's just when you're breathing in that salty air
Yeah.
from the ocean, it's like, wow. And then when you see a sunset, we'll make a thing when I'm out that way. Hey, bro, let's go catch the sunset. Walk out to the boardwalk and, have a little cocktail and just, there it goes.
Yeah.
See you tomorrow. It's beautiful.
Yeah,
thing.
that's the best, man. Sunsets in the west, that's the best. Anna got to experience for the first time this year, or the first time ever, right, Anna?
First time
We
ever.
we actually went to SD and recorded a podcast.
Really?
I have a friend down there that he makes custom knives.
Oh.
And he's got a military background. The military presence there is
Dope.
huge, But
Well,
Andy's
yeah.
a rock star, dude. He's
Oh, is he?
good
What's his
dude.
name?
Andy Arabito.
Oh, okay.
And he was a former SEAL. And
Okay.
he has a company down there that's just crushing it right now.
That's
And,
dope.
yeah. It's good vibes, though. He's a good kid. He's a skater. And,
Oh, okay.
grew up in NorCal and then stationed there.
So wait,
But-
Anna, did you catch a sunset on the ocean?
Oh, we sure did. We stopped at this I don't remember what restaurant it was, but we watched.
It's
the
right in
sunset
Mission
from,
Beach. Is a Mexican joint that set. It's like on the 3rd or 4th story.
You're talking Sandbar?
Sandbar. I
Yeah,
think that-
we go there all the time.
Yeah.
You get the
Dude, it
tacos,
was
Yeah,
so
hell yeah.
sick.
TKO style, or
Yeah.
yeah. Shout out to the Sandbar.
Yeah.
We're always there, man.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
From
we-
their rooftop, there's that one perfect palm tree. You can
Yeah.
see. It's rooftops for 1 block, and then this perfect palm tree, and then water and sunset.
Yeah.
As far as you can see, it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love me some San Diego, man. I love the beach vibe. That's the one thing I miss is we don't have that here,
Well, and then a lot of people don't know this, but you're 20 minutes from the border. So if you want to go to another country, get some tequila and some tacos, you can do that. Or if you want to drive 2 hours and go to LA and get up in the LA biz, you can do that.
Yeah.
And if you want to go to the mountains, it's an hour east. Even further, a couple hours, you go to the desert. People don't realize that we have
There's so many options.
access to all that, dude.
Yeah.
And I've just kind of been like, I got to enjoy it more. I was born and raised, or take it for granted sometimes.
Yeah, I think
man.
that's once you start getting older, for me anyways, it
Yeah.
took me having kids to appreciate it. Like,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what are the things that I really appreciate and then I want to influence them with, I guess,
Yeah.
a little bit. So,
That's dope, man. I mean, look, I bet you there's beautiful sunsets here on the Rockies right there.
there's some incredible ones. Yeah.
So I tell people, it's just not on the ocean. It's a different thing,
Yeah.
but it's a beautiful sunset, I bet. So
Yeah. No, it's a trip because like where we're at, we're in Evergreen and we're 20 minutes from Red Rocks
okay.
down like a little 2-lane windy road.
Yeah.
So we can be, city life. You can 35 minutes to downtown, something like that. And then another 35 minutes the other direction west. You can drive to 14,000 feet and it's
Okay.
like hard to breathe.
Oof.
There's mountain goats. Like there's so many wildlife species and stuff,
Dude, we were
in
tripping
between
up
here and there.
when we went to Red Rocks yesterday. A family of deer just came out right there while we were trying to, go up the hill.
Yeah.
And they weren't scared. They were just sitting there eating. And we're like, dude, they're just chilling. There's like a family of 6 right here.
Yeah.
Just staring at us like, what's up? And we're like, you're not scared. It was a trip, man.
No, it's crazy because in those subdivision areas or where they get closer to population, they're not afraid of people, man.
No, they
And,
just look at you.
yeah, a lot of people try to feed them. You're not supposed to,
no.
but yeah, I think that's like they're comfortable with it. They're just like show
Well,
up in your backyard, like what's
you're
up?
You're in my hood, homie.
Yeah, they'll stomp your ass too.
Yeah, I know.
if you get them at the wrong time,
Oh.
especially up where we're at. We have elk, so it's just like a
Oh,
larger deer, and they're massive, big animals.
Yeah, man.
Super angry this time of year.
Yeah, it's funny though, cause I drive to Evergreen a lot, when we're shooting in the studio, and if there's elk crossing the road, you just gotta wait. You can't honk your horn, nothing. They're just on their own mission. I like to imagine they're like going to see the people, just like we go out and try and see the elk. Like,
Oh, that's
they're like,
dope,
let's
yeah.
take the family down by the highway and have a look at all the cars.
That's the
today."
only type of traffic that we really get is like if there's wildlife crossing the road, which is pretty dope, you know?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's not like some of these other cities and stuff.
I saw
Pretty incredible.
the Broncos stadium yesterday too for the
Yeah.
first time. I mean, that's the legend. Is that a new stadium or is that like a?
No, so there was the old Mile High.
Yeah.
It used to just be Mile High Stadium before, you know, sponsors started getting
Yeah.
involved in naming stadiums. But then I think it was Invesco was the first sponsor, so I still call
That's
it
the same.
Invesco.
That's the same like structure.
No, so they tore it down. It's real close. It basically they built it in the old parking lot of the old one.
So how new is that one?
That one's probably Anna. You might have to look this up, but that was probably 10 years old at least, or more.
I don't remember it. I'm from the highway. I don't remember it looking like that. But I don't pay attention to. Sorry,
Yeah.
no offense, Denver.
Yeah.
I don't pay attention to the stadium. So I was like, that looks fairly new. The way it was shaped and everything. I'm all, that's
Yeah, they
pretty
did a
dope.
good job with it. It looks,
Yeah.
it's got kind of like a space feel.
Yeah.
And then I don't know when you were driving by where you guys came in, but
What was
in
the highway
seats-
headed out to Red Rocks?
Oh, okay. So you probably drove by where you could see the logo in the
Yes.
third story in
Yes,
the seats.
exactly.
They did a good job with that.
I was
That
like,
dope.
damn, that looks pretty sick.
And then heading up the stairs into the main gate of it, they have
Mm-hmm.
horses, like these bronze horses, and a waterfall that they're like running up. They did a really good job with it, man. It's a good stadium to go check out.
That's dope.
Our
man.
baseball stadium's pretty good too. It's right
Yeah.
downtown. And are you a sports fan? Or?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. San Diego teams
Come
like
on now.
Padres and
Well, I'm a huge Padre fan, as you can see the SD right here.
Yeah.
But we're having a good, pretty decent year, and looks like we have a team for a little bit. So we'll see how that goes. But the Chargers.
leaving, man.
I grew up in a Charger family, but just like any kid, I loved the Chargers, but I was a big Niner fan. And I would go to Charger. Brought my kid up as a Charger fan. I supported it, but the Spanos family, they pissed
Yeah.
me off, and the way that they handled everything, and even the way they ran the business when they were there, and the way they treated some of the players, I was like, man, this organization sucks. So
That stadium was pretty run down too, huh? They needed a new stadium.
they did, but I think there could have been a different way to handle it.
Sure.
I just think the way that it was dealt with is just, I don't know. But besides all the politics, I always have a soft spot in my heart for the Chargers, but I can't root for the Los Angeles Chargers. Yeah. So my team that was kind of on the back burner as a kid, that I've always, like the Montana era,
Yeah.
and I had my jerseys and everything, I was like, they're my team now. Like, they've always been my team, but they're like my forefront team.
They got
And
a dope ass stadium too in
Hell
Santa
yeah.
Clara. I was there for Super Bowl 50 actually.
Yeah, dude. I love that team, and I've always followed them, even when I was following the Chargers. But now it's just like the Chargers, I look at them like, like an ex.
Yeah.
I'm like, from a distance, I'm like, I hope they lose.
Yeah. Well, we got mutual feelings then on that. As
Yeah.
long as you're not a Raiders fan. But I have a lot of friends that are Raiders fans.
But
too.
isn't that funny?
Yeah.
Some of my best friends are Raiders fans.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm like, we start hanging out. I was like, what team? Oh, I'm a Raiders fan. Oh, man.
It makes for some good banter back
Yeah,
and forth,
yeah.
though. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Like,
the only problem with that is their banter can get like a little too thug, and
Right.
they
you might get stabbed in the middle of it.
it's like,
you know?
homie,
I
this
don't wanna
ain't this ain't a
stereotype, but-
gang, homie.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, it's a football game, but it's
Exactly.
the same banter between the Padres and the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Go to a Padre Dodger game, it's the same. It used to be like a Charger Raider game,
Yep.
or a Niner Raider game.
I was just at the new stadium yesterday. Actually, I flew in late last night, and I was at the new stadium for their Saturday opener, the preseason
Yeah,
one.
Santana played too, right?
Dude, that stadium is so dope. It is. That is a nice stadium. And think about all the people that will go catch a game there that would not go to Oakland to catch a game. Like, there's going to be so
I'm
many
gonna go.
visiting teams. Yeah, hell yeah, you should.
If they play the Niners, I'm going there. Be
Yeah.
like, all right.
It's worth the trip. So
But my boy's the singer, Andy Vargas.
okay, yeah.
He sang Maria Maria. I saw the clips on his Instagram.
Huh?
And I'm, oh, dude, they're playing the Raider thing. So I figured you saw that too.
Yeah. Awesome. Trip. How many kids you got?
I have two.
Okay. They grown out of the house yet, or?
I have an 18-year-old, and he has a girlfriend. He's already kind of like with her all the time. Like I'm like, are you gonna come home?
Not at that age, man.
Nah, he's like, nah, hey pop, only when he needs something, right?
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm happy. Yeah, he's doing all right. He's doing pretty good. But my little one is 11, and he'll be 12, and he's more of my older one's more my emo, hippie, kind of like, emo, like artsy, but like.
Are they into dad being a rock star or
computer nerd? But,
yeah.
And my little one's more of my sporty, like soccer player, like loves like football. Like he loves all sports, but that's his main sport. It's funny because any of my friends that are in the industry and they're considered rock stars or whatever, the kids don't care, man. It's a whole nother, it's a generation. That's just my dad. So when they see someone else freaking out, they're like, wow. And you're kind of like sitting there going, yep.
Yeah, Pops has got it.
Like, yeah, I told you, man.
and they kind of trip out on it. Or like my youngest, he has, and it's because of the parents. Mm-hmm. They teach the kids, they play the music, and the parents kind of give them, some schooling. Then those kids will be running, hey, your dad, I know that song. And my son's like, oh, cool. They really like your band, Dad. And I'm like, yeah. Their parents probably told them or shows them or they play it. That's how they know because they're too young.
Right.
But as we get older, we're 30 years almost as a band.
I know. That blows me away, man. I was talking to Trey and some of the other guys upstairs, prior to us recording. Mm-hmm. And I was just tripping out because I know the big thing for this tour is it's 20 years since the Satellite album, right?
It's celebrating that album.
Okay.
The release of it. 9/11 will actually be September 9/11 will be the actual 20-year mark.
No way. You guys released that on 9/11,
Yeah, it's
huh?
a big one. It was a trip because we did all this promo up to that, and then all that stuff went down.
Damn.
Yeah,
I didn't even realize that.
2001.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And we were like, dang, what are we gonna do? Like, just kind of how the whole COVID thing happened.
Yeah.
We were like, what does this mean?
Right.
Like this big ass terrorist attack or whatever. And it was like, how are we going to tour? What are we going to do? We just dropped an album.
Yeah.
The album went platinum in 3 to 4 weeks. And
how many copies has that thing sold? I mean, you guys were
worldwide. It's outrageous, but we're the last of the Mohicans, man. Who buys CDs anymore? So
I know, yeah.
So it's kind of like, okay, well,
that was right in the switch to the digital age, like Napster and all that stuff was going on right then, and
now it's all streaming.
Yeah.
But the thing is, people remember that album. That's our Back in Black.
Yeah.
So it solidified our career, and we're celebrating those 20 years, and we're playing that record from front to back.
Is that what's going on tonight?
Hell yeah.
Oh, that's fucking awesome, man.
Yeah, man. It's kind of Pink Floyd-ish, but we're doing it from front to back, and then at the end of the album, we'll play like a bunch of other hits. So we're not just doing that album later. We're going to do, that record and then like maybe another 45 minutes of just tunes. We got to play Southtown and all that stuff.
Of course, man. Like that's kind of when I ran into you guys, man, was in that era. Like I think the first time I saw you guys was at Ozfest. And like Pantera was on the bill. I think.
God, it was a System of a Down.
Yeah, System of a Down. Static X. I think played Black Label Society. I remember them.
And then Queens of the Stone Age opened.
Disturbed was there.
Disturbed was on the other stage.
Okay, yeah.
And Queens of the Stone Age played before us on the main stage.
And Ozzy, of course, but
yeah, we did it twice. And the story there is Sharon had a soft spot in her heart for us because she thought, my husband's the Prince of Darkness, and this whole tour is just, the devil and dark and all that stuff. And she's like, you guys make my soul happy, and I love your band, and I feel a little better when you guys are on the tour. So we did 2 Ozfests.
Yeah.
It was really awesome, dude.
Yeah, no, that was an epic show for me, man. Like just the lineup, the bill, all of that stuff, man, was incredible. But I was a pup back then, so to date me a little bit,
you're still a pup, man.
Yeah.
I don't know how much.
I'm 40.
Oh, okay.
41. So
we're in our 40s.
yeah, I know you guys aren't far off from me, but
Nah, we were seniors when you were a freshman, dude.
right.
That's about it.
And then some years later, when we were touring, we just happened to fall into. We knew some people from the Long Beach crew, Long Beach Dub All Stars,
Okay.
and we came over to some like festival that was in San Diego, and you guys played that again. So I remember seeing you guys there. I think
It was 91 X Fest.
it might have been.
It was
Offspring was on it.
Offspring. It's funny because we're doing two festivals.
Burning Spear, I think, played.
Yeah.
yeah. And then it was you guys. Outcast was there.
Oh, Street Scene.
Okay, yeah, that's what it was.
That's when we used to have. That was one of the biggest.
Are they still doing that?
No, that was one of the biggest music festivals in Cali.
Yeah.
It was. They took like 10 or 15 blocks downtown. They gated it off, and then they had stages all over the different blocks.
That was such a badass deal.
Yeah, so
man.
then you can go to all the bars, drink, and then cruise around and go to the different stages.
We
and
had a
watch.
blast, man.
Yeah.
That was a good show. And we just happened to be playing a club like a couple days later after that. So I ended up, I think we stayed an extra week. We always spend extra time in San Diego. And
Yeah,
they're
well,
there.
you know what, man? It's beautiful. And then the people, it's just like coming here.
Yeah.
The vibes are good. I think that's what I saw last night at the Slightly Stupid show. It was like the vibes. San Diego band rocking all these Colorado folk.
Yeah.
And it's like, but everybody was just on that same wavelength, vibing
Especially at Red Rocks, man. It's hard not to be. That's a bucket list venue for
Well,
me.
I told them, I told Miles, I said, hey, bro, are you guys going to play any U2? Since, back in the day, this was like the
Right.
Sunday Bloody Sunday freaking venue. He's all, actually, we're going to do our version of One. So they played One.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, it was pretty
That's
cool.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the first show that we used to sneak in as kids there, like climb
Wow.
the rocks and like hide from the security guards, and then they'd shine their flashlights on us, and we'd run to the other side and hiding out in the bushes and stuff. But the Grateful Dead used to come in there and play for like 5, 6, 7, 8 shows in a row, and
Wow.
there'd be teepees set up and all these hippies running around.
Where? I mean,
It was
because when you look at the
crazy.
layout, you're like, where would the teepees be? Outside?
So in the parking lots,
Okay,
right? Because
yeah.
everybody comes in there and they'll start tailgating there at like 8:00 in the morning, bro. Like people
Yeah.
don't give a shit. They bring horseshoes and
Yeah.
all kinds of stuff. It gets pretty wild, man.
That's dope, man.
That parking lot's fun, man. And then it's a national park, so there's trails that you can go hike on all over around there and go check out some of the rock formations and caves and stuff. So there's stuff you can do during the day without,
well, when I was
having to sit around waiting for the show.
on the stage, the backdrop is rocks.
Yeah.
And they had lights flashing all over the rocks. And I was like, okay, because I don't believe I've ever played that venue.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we've played all these other venues in Colorado. And I was like, I think the last time we played a bigger venue here was this. I don't even know if it was downtown. It was like an amphitheater, but with a grassy lawn up top.
Yeah, Fiddler's Green, I think, is what it's called.
Yeah, that was the last place we played probably a couple years ago.
I think it's
before
got a
COVID.
brand name now, but
Okay.
they're not a sponsor of ours, so I'm not going to name it. Just kidding.
Hey, I know how that works, bro.
No, but yeah, no, that's an awesome place too. That was the first place I saw Metallica.
Really?
Yeah, was at that spot, and it was epic, man. It was around the One album, I think,
Oh.
and they flew a Huey over the stadium, or over the amphitheater, anyways, for the start of One.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a badass intro, but yeah, done a lot of shows there,
That's
seen
dope.
a lot of shows there.
That's cool, man. I mean, look, dude, music is the universal language, and regardless of what you believe, what you look like, or any of that stuff, that's where we all connect, man.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, I think that's what was the hardest part with this whole pandemic was that is essential.
Yeah,
That is needed.
100%.
For-
Comedy,
yeah.
music, live entertainment in general,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
So now everyone's losing their damn minds, and everyone it's like everybody, no matter what age, turned 21.
yeah.
I'm going big. Woo!
We're back, baby. Yeah. Oh, I'm pumped, man. I'm pumped to see, a show and see you guys play and all that stuff. So
Awesome.
Super
man.
excited about it. You know, we've spent a little time together. Your background, I don't know much about, you know, growing up in San Diego, but how did you fall into this? And like, what were some of your musical influences? And
You know, I grew up in South San Diego, which if you know the way the city is laid out, if you go from downtown and you head south towards the border, I call that. There's people that argue, no, 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 and I'm like, no, that's from that point on, that's South San Diego to me.
so just east of like Imperial Beach type?
No, no.
Okay.
Like I'm saying from downtown San Diego,
Uh-huh.
when you fly in and you see downtown Padre Stadium, if you go south on the highway,
Yeah.
that's South San Diego to me.
Yeah.
I know all the cities all the way down, and it's largely Hispanic, and you know, it's a lot of, you know, neighborhood like gangs and all that shit, but people don't see that because they see the beach and the touristy side. We grew up there, and as a kid, being a Latino, you know, my family they loved, you know, all the classics. I had all the vinyls, Zeppelin, Janis Joplin, The Doors, Pink Floyd. So my family was big on that.
Final's so dope.
And I would you know, my aunt would be like, "Don't touch my vinyl," right? and Santana, big deal. And you know, it's cliche to say, but everybody, just because I'm Hispanic, was like, "Dude, you're gonna be like Santana," you know. And I was like, "Hey, I admire Santana. He's like a mentor to me." We actually did a song with Santana on the Shaman record. POD did.
Sweet.
It's called America, and we've been able to reason with him for the past, I don't know, 10 years. And I play the same guy. The reason I'm endorsed by Paul Reed Smith, the reason I play those guitars is because he was playing them. And I've been with Paul Reed now for over 20 something years.
Incredible guitarist. By the way,
Yeah,
man.
and they're a great company. They take good care of me to this day. And it's funny because we were at NAMM. It's a music convention in Anaheim, and I was standing next to Mahoney from 311. He plays the Paul Reed Smith, and then you had Tremonti, and then a bunch of metal guys like, you know, Opeth
Right.
and Cradle of Filth, and they're like, "Why do you play?" You know, we're at a panel. "Why do you play PRS?" And I was like, I started playing PRS because Carlos Santana played PRS.
Yeah.
Even though my style of music is different, I just was like, this amazing guitar. I want to play this style guitar with what I do. And then Mahoney comes over and whispers in my ear, "Me too, man." So that was
I mean,
pretty
how
cool.
could you go wrong with Carlos? You know, like,
I mean, he's
it's a
he's a
good
living
vibe,
legend,
yeah,
bro.
yeah.
I mean, he's still going, still doing it, and he's always been a mentor to me, man. Since, and you know, once we met in Germany at Rock am Ring, and at the time I was married, and my wife was like, "Oh shit, there's Carlos." She's like, "Go say hi to him." I was like, "I don't know if I want to meet him." Yeah. And I go, if I meet him, and then it's like not cool, I'm gonna be disappointed. She's like, "Just go."
right.
So I go over there and I introduce myself, and he's like, hands me his guitar pick and goes, "Hey, it's your turn. You're the next generation." He hands me a pick.
No way.
Yeah, dude. And
That's
we've
epic,
been
dude.
friends ever since. And then I see him at NAMM sometimes. "What's up, Carlos?" And then I became good friends with the singer Andy Vargas, and it was just like, we're locked in, man. It's family, dude.
Yeah, man, that's good when you meet people like that. Because I worked for a lot of people in the industry, and there's people that are cool, like you guys are cool,
Oh, thanks.
but there's some people that aren't, man, and it sucks because one of them was like my mom's like favorite band,
Oh,
and I'm not gonna name their name, but like from the classic rock era, and I was put on a tour with them.
you
and,
can tell me off air, right?
yeah, I
Okay,
will.
cool.
I'll tell you afterwards. But we got out. I ended up quitting, man, because that just. I don't like to be disrespected. I was disrespected a little bit. And then, so I had to call my mom and tell her, like,
And see,
hey, I had to quit. But
that's the thing, man. It's all upbringing.
yeah,
I don't care if you're a rock star or not. We've met some of the biggest legends like Carlos, and I'm pretty sure everybody has a bad day here and there. But some people, it's just like the cop situation. I can't wait till I'm a cop so I can be a dick to everybody.
right.
Right? Because he was picked on in school. For me, it's kind of the same thing with any kind of success, whether you're an actor or a musician. It's like, it doesn't give you a right to be a douchebag. It's like, we're all humans.
Yeah.
You've had some success. People adore you and admire you for what you do, but you can be a nice guy still. And if you're having a bad day, just let people know. That's what I do.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I'm not having the best day. How you doing? I'm not going to be able to chill too long, but hey, I'll get a picture with you. I'm out.
Exactly.
And you know.
And I think that fans got to respect that you guys are people too. It's not just like.
Yeah, but there's some people that talk down
Yeah.
to their fan base, and I've met them. And sometimes the worst thing about it, it's usually the indie, not indie rock as a whole. It's an independent artist that just wants it so bad, and they could be a local artist in San Diego, and they walk with their chip on their shoulder. And I believe in fake it till you make it, but I'm like, homie, you don't have the right to treat people like that. In this little scene, you might be a little big fish, but you ain't shit.
Yeah.
And you're treating people like shit. I go, homie.
I used to get my ass kicked by my mom, man. If I didn't respect somebody or like look them in the eye when I talked to them or stuff like that, it's just how I was brought up.
Yeah, it's upbringing.
You know, I didn't grow
dude.
up with a dad, but
No,
I
me
grew up
neither.
with a grandfather that would whoop my ass too. You know what I mean? So it's like, I think a lot of it comes down to that too. You know?
Well, I think that's part of the problem with society right now.
I couldn't agree more.
Because if you think about it, it's parenting, dude.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, it's sad because I come from a divorced home. I have a divorce under my belt. But that commitment and all that breaking, there's no foundation. So it shows no foundation to the generation that's coming up.
See all
and
the
then
cracks.
if there's all the mental and baggage and hurt people. So it's like, you know what, dude? Like, that cycle's got to get broken. But the problem is you're teaching these bad habits and these things to the kids. They don't have no respect to authority. It's messed up. And that's part of the problem. It goes, to me, this is just my opinion. It goes down to the parenting, dude. And that's whether you're a rock star or a podcast show, you know, what would be your term? The proper term? Host. There it is.
Host, yeah.
It doesn't give you a right to be an asshole.
No, not at all.
And I believe you. It's okay. We can have a bad day. But you know what, dude? That doesn't, even if you have a bad day, you don't have to be a jerk.
Yeah.
It's just like, man, I'm not having a good day. I got to take off. I'll explain it to you later.
Right.
You know? But you know what, dude? Where I come from, but back to that question that you asked me about, like, I wanted to be a pilot. Had a plan. My family was all stoked. Oh, you're going to join the Air Force, be a pilot. You know, I was going to become an airline pilot, all this shit. Now I'm a passenger all the time, but I saw a show on TV. I don't know if it was Monsters on Rock or one of Headbangers Ball or something. And one of these guitar players went sliding on his knees across stage playing guitar, stadium. And I was like, damn.
That right there.
That's it right there.
I want to do that. So when I turned 13, I didn't have a bunch of friends. Like, we were trying to start a band, nothing. It just was me. And my mom's like, what do you want for your birthday? I said, I want a guitar. And she's like, what? Why? And I go, because I want to play. And she's like, where's this coming from? Who are you talking to? And I was like, I just want to play. So she saved up, single mom, saved up money, got me a little Memphis, like a little Fender Strat, little knockoff with a Gorilla amp. And, I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to shred it right away, right? I went and sat in my room, plugged in, didn't even know how to tune. I was like, ding, 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 ding. But I sat in my room for hours. I never really got lessons. I read magazines. We didn't have the internet, so it was like read magazines, guitar magazines. I went to hardcore shows, punk rock shows, and I saw what these guitar players in these backyards were doing. I'm like, okay, I can do that. I'm going to start my own band. First band I ever started, well, I didn't start. They asked me to be in because they thought I was the shredder. It was a punk rock band. They're like, you can do all the solos, man. And I was like, no. And we were called Chicken Farm.
Okay.
Dead Kennedy's band. That's a Dead Kennedys song. So that's where they got the name. So we were like, I played 3 or 4 shows with them. And then after that, I was like, I'm over this, man. I want to play something a little harder, not just 3 chords, which I'm all about punk rock. But I ended up doing a metal band. And it was kind of like Sepultura meets Slayer. And Wov, the drummer from POD, was the drummer.
No way.
Yeah, and I was the singer. I had a big old mop fro. And I was like, rah, rah, and then we went. There was a scene that was growing up in the hardcore scene in San Diego. A band called House of Suffering, another band called Shindig, and they were mixing rap with hardcore. And they were playing straight edge shows in garages where they were packed, and this is our struggle. And everyone was just grooving, like it was like, damn. And then we were like, dude, we want to do that. So I stepped to the side, did background vocals, and I still do today. A lot of the screams. And Sonny was in a rap group with his friends, and Wolf was like, why don't we ask my cousin to be in our band? Right. I'm like, dude, your cousin is so shy. He never says a dang word to anybody. And he's all, just ask him. So he started showing up to rehearsals. Next thing we know, we got a gig. It was like the whole Jim Morrison thing at Soma's in the Dungeon. You get 100 people, you get to play the main stage. Right. And I'll never forget it. He had his back turned, and I'm looking at my Wov, the drummer. I'm like, hey, dude, tell your cousin to turn around, dude. And he has lyrics in his hands. And I remember Wov went and bought a brand new kit. We got a show at Soma, dude, and all this stuff. So I hear him like, turn around, Sonny, turn around. Next thing you know, he unleashed. He turned around. Rah, we just started going off, dude. And then we made it to the main stage. Our first big show that Lynn from Soma put us on was with Green Day. Really? Our sound with Green Day, and Green Day was on Lookout Records. They weren't signed to Warner Brothers yet. And we played twice with Green Day at Soma.
So is history like that, right? In the making, just straight out of
and
the
then
cannon, huh?
and then we were repping South San Diego. So with the promoter, he would put shows together with the local scene, and it would pack 2,000-3,000 people from local bands. But his whole, I guess, logic was POD's going to bring the people from South Bay. Blink's going to bring the people from North County.
Yeah.
Sprung Monkey's going to bring the people from East. And he'd put all these bands together, and we'd have these huge shows. And we all kind of knew each other from the scene. There was a scene back then. So that's how we know all those guys. It's like, dude, the San Diego scene. And now, like, going to see, even Slightly Stupid's been around since back then. They were on Surf Dog Records too, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just a trip to see them doing so well. It's like, damn, man. You guys are packing it.
It's another great band, man.
Yeah, man.
Good sounds.
Yeah,
that whole vibe.
Well, it just goes to show you the diversity
And you guys
of
kind
San
of
Diego,
fall into
man.
both genres, though, like rock, reggae, a little punk. Yeah.
We lean more towards the Bad Brain stuff.
Yeah.
Punk, reggae.
by the way.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Some people don't get it, but when you get it, you're like, damn.
Yeah, and I think part of it is seeing it live, too.
Yeah.
I think that was part of it,
4 Rastas going off.
Yeah. It's like, I think the first time I saw him, I was like, oh, this is going to be a reggae band. And then, boom, lo and behold, like.
Well, on the satellite record, we actually did a punk rock song called Without John Nothing, and HR was on it with us. And then we did another song with Ika Mouse. So we've always, flirted with the reggae, But, dude, I'll be honest with you. Like, if you think about the San Diego scene, I think out of all the bands, we're probably the most different for the scene.
Oh, yeah.
It's like rap, punk, reggae, and then you have Blink. Then you have Switchfoot.
Yeah.
And As I Lay Dying. And then I don't know if you knew a band called Sprung Monkey, which was on Surf Dog, but also Slightly Stupid was on there too.
Yeah.
So if you look at all that, it's just like this mix.
This little mix of,
Yeah.
It's good. It's all good music coming out of that.
It's
too,
just different.
Yeah.
Everyone's just doing their own thing, but it's all SoCal.
Yeah, and it was right around that time too, where like surf and skate became really popular,
Big
and like
time.
X Games and all that stuff was already kind of pumping.
Well, dude, you were in
there.
Hermosa, right?
Yep.
Pennywise.
Yep.
Big time, bro. We love Pennywise, dude.
Oh, I love those guys too, man. Randy Bradbury and Jim and those guys, they're all great. And then you had Lagwagon was out of there.
I'm friends with Scott Russo from Unwritten Law. That's San Diego too, man. So it's like
that's another great band, man. Nah, good stuff, man. I grew up seeing those guys play these venues, know, and so I love coming in. I got excited to come down here and record with you today,
heck
just because
man.
it starts
Thanks
bringing
for
back
having me, dude.
memories.
This is awesome right here.
Yeah,
dude.
man.
Shoot, I could talk your ear off all day. So just say when, man. I'm already done with my coffee.
We're coming up on time here, right? You got a sound check coming up here in a minute, and I want before we jump off here, tell us what's coming up next. You guys got dates pretty much around the country, right? You guys are going Midwest, East Coast. I think I saw on the schedule.
I mean, if all goes well, we're keeping our fingers crossed. I think so. I'm hoping for the best, but
might have to reroute some cities,
or reschedule.
Yeah,
man, I don't even want to think about it. But
Manifest it with positivity.
Yeah.
exactly. Virginia is talking knowledge. Virginia. The Great Whites of West Virginia.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. You've seen it, so you know. If you know, you know.
But yeah, man. So you guys got that going on. Are you guys writing any new music? Were you in the studio at all during this?
Yeah, I mean, we're constantly writing, but even that was weird because some producers didn't want to get in a mix with like close quarters working because of the whole. Especially in LA, dude, it was.
And then
really
trying
bad.
to do it over Zoom, dude. That's why we hit you up to do this in person. I appreciate that because it's so much better.
I'm vaxxed and I've had it.
Right.
And so I got it when I was vaxxed, but my stuff was so minor. I had the sniffles. I thought I had allergy attack. I was like, and then once I found out that my son's mom had it, and then he had it, and he was with me, I kept him thinking that your mom has it, you can stay with me. I got it. Yeah. But I didn't realize I had it till I couldn't taste I was eating, and I'm like, man, I'm so hungry. I'm macking. I'm like, dude, I can't taste my food. Right. And that's when I knew I better go get tested. And sure enough, I was positive.
Yeah, I'm hoping we're on the downhill side of that, and this new variant shit's no big deal. But yeah, man, you definitely, if you guys go check out POD schedule.
PayableOnDeath.com. You can see all our dates on there. Buy your tickets on there. We're going to do this tour. Ends October 7th in San Diego. And then after that, we don't have much going on, which we would usually do like Christmas shows, radio shows, but that's not happening this year, I don't think.
Right.
And then our next show's Shiprocked, which is like a sailing rock cruise. It's like Lamb of God.
Oh, sweet.
I Prevail, Us, and a bunch of others. 7.
Does that go off the West Coast or
no? Off of Galveston, Texas.
Okay.
And it sails around the Caribbean. So
those are fun.
If all goes well, we'll be on that in January, and then the rest of next year we don't really know because we'll see. Let's get through this tour. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
TBD. Stay tuned.
Yeah,
but definitely go check these guys out. I mean, Satellite albums. Staple in my book.
Thank you, man.
I could still rock that, and it's 20 years old. That's how you know it's a classic.
No, thanks, man.
And you guys are cool as hell too, man. Every band member is awesome, man, that we've met so far. So I really appreciate your time. Go ahead and drop your Instagram, the band's Instagram, websites, all that sort of stuff.
It's just at POD, no dots, POD. And then that's on Instagram. And then mine is at official Marcos Curiel.
Okay.
So, Curiel. Official Marcos Curiel.
Awesome. We'll add some links too. So if you're listening to this right now, you can open up the show notes and there'll be a live link in there that'll take you right to your page and the website and all that sort of stuff.
Heck yeah, man.
So check it out. Support these guys. Marcos, thank you, bro. I appreciate your time, man. And
Anna,
really
thank you.
Yeah, thank you for being with us,
Virginia.
man. It's been awesome to sit and get to know you a little bit. Thank you
Looking
so much
forward to hearing you shred tonight too, man. This is gonna be good.
I don't really shred, man.
Yeah.
I just chug.
Yeah. That's what I like too. So,
Right on.
But yeah, man, excited to watch you guys play tonight. So.
Awesome, man.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you everybody for listening. Anna, you good? Thanks for listening to the Mountainside Podcast. If you haven't had a chance to do this already, please take a moment, follow, like, subscribe, or rate on whatever platform you catch the Mountainside Podcast at. Also, if you'd like some more information on upcoming episodes, safety tips, access to all of our affiliates, and all the badass discounts that we get here at the Mountainside Podcast, check out themountainsidepodcast.com. We wanted to let you know that the Mountainside Podcast is now available on Patreon. If you'd like access to bonus footage, behind-the-scenes content, ad-free listening, and much more, simply find the link in our bio or visit patreon.com/themountainside.